That's amazing. 80 grand. And most people won't know it's 80 grand. They'll think it's 200.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, do you want to shock someone with how high the MSRP was on your F-150, or do you want to spend less and roll a fucking Bentley? Mm-hmm. You know, even a 2018 Bentley with 5,000 miles is much nicer than a brand new F-150.
That's wild.
So anyway, that's the article.
Cool.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I glanced at Reddit looking for a story for this show because we talked about a lot of things yesterday. We covered a lot of ground.
We can do the Reddit stuff. Okay.
We can do the Reddit stuff if you want to do that. But I noticed that in the our Reddit cars section that someone had shared not our video, but my Road and Track article about the SSC Tuatara, and it really reminded me of the importance of titles, because when I submitted the written piece to them, I said the SSC Tuatara is the Corvette of Paganis, which is the same title I used in our video, I think.
Yeah.
It was the same title. Someone at the magazine changed it to the Corvette of hypercars, which is a change that I understand why they made it, but it's not what I wrote. Fine. I'm not the editor. When I went into the Reddit cars comments section today, it was like every comment, like there was like 30 comments, and all of them were about how that, like, we're all about the title. Like one was like, one of the comments like actually was like, actually in the article he clarifies pretty quickly what the argument here is. But like it was all just about how stupid I am for making this comparison in the headline, which I didn't even write.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That happened to me a year ago or something. Like they changed the title, or they made the title, whatever. Yeah. But it definitely was a point that I had not made and didn't totally agree with. And so when I posted it on Threads, I was just, like, my post literally says, I wrote the article, but not the title.
Yeah.
Please go read my piece about something.
Or when someone wrote an article about me, it was a very nice article, very complimentary, beautiful photography for a magazine. But the headline of the article was Matt Farah has never worked a day in his life, which
not a good look.
You need the first half of I know what you're. It's like, you know what I mean. It's the I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
but you picked the wrong words out of that about the wrong person who is clearly very insecure about that specific topic and therefore overworks himself.
Was the photo you in front of a Countach?
Yeah. And overworks himself to the point of having panic attacks.
Right. Yeah. And if you read paragraph 1, maybe that's in there. But if you don't read paragraph 1, most people just scroll and they're like, I knew it.
Yeah. Damn, it reads like a hit piece if you only read the fucking headline. Crazy.
And I know exactly, like, I didn't read the article, but I'm like, they're going, he likes cars, he works in cars, he's not working, da-da-da-da-da. But
meanwhile, I have the towel hanging at our house that says the truth about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, it's a towel? I thought it was like a canvas thing.
Well, it's I suppose it's called a fucking tea towel, but I didn't want to be all hoity-toity. It is technically a tea towel.
What is a tea towel?
That. It's like a bit of thin, like you put it...
Shroud of Turin.
You put it down on your table before putting hot tea on it.
Ah.
It's that. That's a tea towel.
Got it.
Anyway, what we're talking about is a thing that Hannah got me that says... if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And then after you'll and never work a day in your life is crossed out, and it says work extremely hard all the time with no separation or boundaries, and also take everything extremely personally. And everyone who comes in my house and works in any area of media is like, oh, yeah, that.
Yep. You're like, yeah, that.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's how I feel all the time. Thanks. So cars.
Titles are hard. It's hard. Writing titles for video, and it's challenging.
It is. Like, and folks at the magazine, like, sometimes they come up with a great one. Really good puns, great wordplay. AJ's getting in there, fucking AJ's like, what if it was like childlike wonder? No, I don't know. I don't know how AJ's thought process is, other than that first part.
The written titles, like I'm jealous, because video titles have to be attractive, like literally attract the eye and the interest in a moment, and not give away the conclusion. Ideally, and if you do, it still has to make people go, "Well, I want to see how they got there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with print, I mean, if someone gets the magazine, they probably don't care what the title is. They have the whole magazine, but you do need to make it work for web a little bit. I think there's a little more freedom.
The print magazine titles are pretty creative.
No, they are. I think
but they don't need to be SEO friendly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They can be more creative without being as shiny of a fishing lure.
Totally. Yeah. Click me. That's why I like writing for the magazine. You don't need to write an SEO friendly story.
You don't have to be a pick-me person.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited though. Tonight I'm driving out to Chuckwalla. Tomorrow, bro, I'm driving the whole family of Mustang race cars. So it's like 4 cars, starting with a GTD, which is obviously a street car, but a very track focused GTD.
Starting with
Dark
GTD.
Horse. Yeah, well, I guess I'm driving a Dark Horse to the track, which I'm allowed to use on track if I want to run 20 sighting laps. I have a whole day. It's just me.
Jeez.
It's me and all of Ford's but the GT3. It's Ford's GT3 race car team, like their factory team. They're also bringing a Dark Horse R, which is the GT4 car, I think. I don't know if it's the GT4 car or if it's the spec.
The one that we saw at Le Mans.
But I don't
Harris
know if
drove.
Yeah. So I'm driving that. Jeez. That's the GT3.
Holy crap.
That is going to be quite a thing. And I'm driving the GTD, which is the street version of this.
Right.
And then they also have the Dark Horse R. Can you just grab me a picture of the Dark Horse R? I have all afternoon to read.
The darker horse.
The Dark Horse R is that? Yeah, that's a club racer. That looks like a good time. I bet that is very fun.
A half cage, maybe? It looks like...
Oh, and it has a cage. Yeah. No, that's a full cage. That is a track car, but that's like the equivalent. It's like a cup car.
Spec Miata, but Mustang.
Yes, exactly. I bet that's so fun. And that's what Harris raced at Goodwood.
Oh, and this is still H pattern, I think.
Yeah, that's based on a GT.
Right, so I'm saying because I think the GT3 car, it's paddles, so that's one of the differences.
So remember, does the GTD.
I think Tanner won or got second place in his heat, and then they found out he'd used 6th gear, and he's like, I forgot in the meeting we were told we couldn't use 6th gear at Le Mans, so they pulled his trophy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. It was,
really?
There's a
no 6th gear rule?
And someone in the comments, if you saw that briefing, please explain, because I didn't. I watched the race and then the aftermath, but I don't know. I didn't watch the
we should just
briefing.
Call Tanner and ask him.
We could just do that. We could just interrupt his living his best life.
Yeah. Dude, think about if you're a racing driver, if you don't have a literal mechanical lockout for that, how that could happen by accident at Le Mans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like you can zone out during a race, but you could so easily, at lap after lap after lap, accidentally find yourself in 6th gear.
For sure.
Although if he didn't know you couldn't do it, he might have done it repeatedly. He might have been doing it over and over the whole show.
That would explain. He was so fast.
That's why.
He was passing fools. It was awesome to watch.
So while everybody else was
maybe, and he was like, "Meow." I mean, he's also Tanner, but there were a lot of good people. But there were also a lot of drivers in that race that had lost focus on other parts of the car.
Sure.
There were some very creative accidents that happened. Very unfortunate, no one was hurt, but there was some stuff where you go, "Why'd that person stop?" Literally,
were these
right
guys
there.
driving Mustangs?
Yeah, dark
Horse R's.
It was. I think there were Dark Horses and Dark Horse R's. It was a weird race. There were 3 different classes of car all racing at once. And let me tell you, Matt, I am not colorblind, and my vision's pretty good, and I had a real trouble trying to determine which class was what, because they're all Mustangs, and all the shots for Le Mans, unlike F1, are long, wide shots. So... And they're announcing, and they're saying someone's moving up, and I'm watching it with Sarah, and my wife is twice as smart as me, literally LASIK and a better IQ, and she's going, what is the difference between the purple and the red on the Chiron lower third? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was challenging, but so it was like a Dark Horse R and other Dark Horses, and they had a Stars class, the pro class, and then some other class. So there's different classes of driver, slightly different cars, all racing at the same time. So someone could come in 6th, but they won their class.
Well, that's like a WRL or
Le
AER race too.
It was like that, but it was just harder to determine who was what.
Well, and in the amateur races, like I'm doing in November and whatever, your class is determined by lap time, not your make and model. So it's even like you're, a fucking a Miata might be in class 1 because it's got like an LS in it or something, and a BMW could be way at the bottom. Like who knows? So if you have like slow, shitty drivers in a Corvette, you might end up in class 4. Whereas if you have a fucking rock star in a spec E46 or whatever, it might be in class 1.
Okay.
So it's done on like qualifying lap time.
Got it.
So there's a quali session and whatever.
Oh, but who's driving your quali? Is it
probably not me?
Yeah, so probably what's his name's son, right?
I mean, Tato's really fast, but like it's the team. So I'm not sure. The 4th seat, I have 2. I don't know if it's 4 or 5 drivers. I think it's 4, but it could be 5. It's certainly me, Johnny, and Tato, and I believe Tommy Kendall and Justin Bell.
Oh my God!
Which is like, I didn't know Justin was in there, but there's a racing group chat, and he's in it now. So Justin lives around the corner from me. He just moved around the corner from me.
That'd be amazing.
Go knock on his door. Call him and ask.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome. That's super awesome.
That's like other people. I think I'm very excited. I hope we have telemetry so that I can look at Tommy and Justin's lines and learn from that.
Yeah.
But
the braking graph, all that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Dude, like 2 just extremely fast people.
But that's red. I mean, that's like Harris, man. I watch his Instagram, and he's over in UK racing alongside whoever the hell in these old Mustangs, and you're going to get to do that in an M3.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Folks, we got to take a quick break from the action because DeleteMe is supporting us today. They have been fabulous to us, and so you should hear me out on them. I hate spam text, fake calls, stupid emails, all this stuff that just comes in, clogs up my streams, my inboxes, my DMs, everything. And it all comes through data brokers. When you sign up for websites, when you order things online, your data, it gets sold to data brokers. And then they use it for nefarious things. Your name, your contact info, your social, your home address, even information about your family members. It could all be compiled by data brokers and sold online. And DeleteMe is here because it's the wire cutter top pick for data removal services. And as someone with an active online presence, I use DeleteMe. Privacy is important to me, and here's how it works. You sign up, you give them the information about yourself that you want taken off the internet, and then they go hunting. Right? And a bunch of it can be automatically removed. A bunch of it requires further review. And after about a month, they send you a report. And I got my first report, and it was like 1,100 instances of my stuff being out there. So we got rid of a bunch of that. Then a month later, see, they keep going. It's not a one-time thing. A month later, get another report. Same thing, but it's only like 300, and then it's 200, and it keeps going down and down and down. It's great. It really does work, and my spam texts, spam calls have really gone down since then. You can do it too. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe now at a special discount for our listeners. You can get 20% off your DeleteMe plan by texting the word review to the number 64,000. The only way to get 20% off is to text review to 64,000. That's review to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. We are also brought to you today by Factor. I love Factor because between busy schedules, summer plans, driving sports cars, running around, running businesses, sometimes I only have a couple minutes to eat. It's not enough time to cook something, and I'm too hungry to seek out the healthiest option. But Factor helps me eat smarter and healthier with tasty chef-prepared meals dietitian approved and delivered right to my door. Now, Factor has more than 65 weekly meals made for how I live, what I like to eat. I've got even more ways to fit in a real meal wherever the day takes me, right? You can support your wellness goals, even with they now have GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options. They're packed with protein and those good fats. Plus, savor some global flavors because now we've got Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. And for more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. You can feel the difference no matter your routine. My routine very frequently involves me being up a mountain, coming back down, having to fight traffic, get back to the office to record a podcast, to run a business, whatever. I don't have time to make healthy choices, and therefore I make bad choices. But when I have Factor, I know that healthy food is just waiting for me at the office in the fridge when I get back so I can have a healthy meal and then do a podcast. I'm not making those bad choices. You can do this too. Eat smart at factormeals.com/tire50off and use code tire50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code tire50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer valid for new Factor customers with code qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. And if you're eating well, why shouldn't your cats eat well? Mine certainly do. And support today is coming in from Smalls. Smalls is better cat food. It's protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients that you'd find in your own fridge delivered right to your door. That's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. And you can now get 60% off your first order plus free shipping. Head to smalls.com/tire for a limited time only. My cats, I'm on a new move right now. For the longest time, all 4 of my cats would share one bowl of wet food and one bowl of dry food in the morning and then in the evening. And they would literally line up to eat in order. But now I've switched it up. I want them eating less dry food. So now I've switched it up and I've got one bowl for each of them. And they all eat their wet food at the same time 3 times a day. And it's really better for their health. And they're with the Smalls, I'm doing less dry food and I'm doing more wet food, and they really like it. It's so flavorful. They're going for every flavor. They really like the chicken stuff more than the fish stuff. That my cats, they don't like fish. It's actually strange. But since making the switch to Smalls, my cats had fewer hairballs. They've vomited less. I think Cricket's losing a little weight. The energy flow is really good, and their fur is great. It's really, really soft and shiny, right? After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners report overall health improvements. That's a big deal. And their team at Smalls is so confident that your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. For a limited time only, because you're a Smoking Tire listener, you can get 60% off your first Smalls order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/tire. That's 60% off when you go to smalls.com/tire plus free shipping. Again, that is smalls.com/tire. And now back to the show.
But we could go back to
okay. So Dark Horse, yeah, it races.
darker.
Dark Horse R is in Mustang Challenge and Mustang Cup, so that's a GT based car. Yeah, dude, I got a whole fucking day
That's
at Chuck
insane.
Wall, and it's just me. And we're not even doing video; it's just stills. So like, I'm actually kind of like, it's like actually too much like day. Like I can't be like, can I have like 6 hours of lapping in the GT3 car?
That's a lot.
I don't know what I'm allowed to ask for. Like, I'm like, me and the photographer are the only people in road and track. We arranged this. Dan, my boss, arranged this. So, like, I think I'm in charge. Like, we are paying for the track. I'm not really sure what I'm allowed to ask for. The GTD, once it's there, that's mine. I could do anything I want with it. I got extra tires, can lap it, fucking time it, drift it, whatever. Great, good times. But the race cars, how many sessions do I ask for?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they'll have rules with the race car.
Yeah, my original plan, I think, was a 5-lap orientation session, a chat, and then maybe like a 10-lap good session before lunch, and then another 10-lap session after lunch, and then photography. I feel like that's okay to ask for, right? That's reasonable.
With each car or just with GT3?
Just the GT3.
Okay.
I don't think they really care that much about Dark Horse R.
Okay.
Like
I didn't know. I meant like, do you care about, like, are you going to go, I'm going to do 30 laps in each vehicle, 3 different sessions. So you keep like, going back and forth and, experiencing.
Yeah, I would do the 3 cars in a row, right? You would do Dark Horse R, and then GTD, and then GT3. And I would do roughly the same thing with all 3. And if there was extra time, I would just keep lapping the GTD because why the fuck not, right? And then I want to give the photographer as much time to do, whatever they need to do. But I was just thinking, like, because with this race car, I think asking for a 5-lap getting to know you session and then 2 10-lap hot sessions, I think that's a fair ask. That's a reasonable ask to write a review of a car.
Sure.
Right? That's pretty good.
I would do it. Yeah. This is
I wonder if I can go quick.
In high school, my friend was like, I want to go talk to that chick. And I go, yeah, do it. Yeah. Because I don't have to have the anxiety of going to talk to her, being nervous. I'm like, yeah, go do it.
I mean, to have a car like that and a big track like Chuck Walla all to yourself, that's fucking crazy.
That is crazy. That is like a great racetrack.
That's fucking great. We were originally going to do thermal, which nothing wrong with thermal. No point against thermal, but because the GTDs were already there for the launch. But I was like, wait, maybe we can get a bigger track, and we called, and the rates were better here at Chuck Walla.
That makes
sense.
The
rates were just better, and I was like, oh, this is a much better track for this gig. So that's
it's September.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's still hot out there.
It's gonna be
not
toasty.
Bad, though.
It's gonna be toasty.
Yeah,
I got one of the cabins tonight.
They're great.
Yeah, gonna bring some eggs. Make myself a little breakfast in the morning.
100%.
Good to go. Yeah. And there's no hotels for. I'm gonna drive out after dinner, so hopefully after traffic.
Dude, you'll get great night sky. You can watch the. You should check the space station app. Because it goes by there sometimes, and you can see it very clearly.
Oh, really?
And it goes so fast. It shocks you how quickly it goes across the sky.
Oh, that's fun.
It's very glinty and gold. And yeah,
I've seen it before.
It's cool.
from other desert places.
It's fun staying out there.
Yeah. But man, what a fucking... these GT3 cars I get to drive are always huge. Like the M8 I drove was like enormous.
This is a huge... Look at this.
It is a huge car. But I'm going to be on the track by myself, so it won't really matter. That's a big track, even if your car is big. Wow, look at the interior. You're sitting way back. Hell yeah.
When I drove that M4 GT4 at Thermal for the Hoosier Tire Day...
Yeah.
The seating was crazy. It was way back in the thing. It was all like carbon floor and sliders and stuff. It was super cool. Turn-in was amazing.
I bet this will be so fun.
Yeah, this is going to sound good. Look at the side pipes. Oh, here we go.
Blah, 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 blah.
Look at
That's
they're
a
hidden
great
right
photo.
there.
Yeah. Glowy brake photo. I love a glowy brake photo. How do you not?
That's great.
That's pretty cool. Everyone so far, I can't. I suppose I can't say what I've heard about the GTD. No, that's not true. I can. I didn't hear from people who are on a fucking press launch. I talked to Bo. He said he loves driving his GTD. He said it's great. He said it's really nice as a street car. He didn't expect it to be nice as a street car, but it is.
Perfect.
Yeah. Actually, during lunch, I should make sure to like go drive the GTD on that road. That road in Chuck Walla is bumpy and shit.
It is.
I got to make sure to do that during lunch.
That's a good point.
Because that's the other good news. When we have all this time, we can do a 90-minute stop down from 1 to from 2:30 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's not like death in the middle of the day. The light sucks.
That's what we used to do when we filmed out there. We'd film in August because it was the cheapest.
Yeah.
For proving grounds, and we would take lunch from like 1 to 3 or 2 to 3 because it was 3 is the hottest part of the day. So we would like start really early, take lunch in the hot part of the day, and then, film more at golden hour.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just reading.
Okay.
Just checking.
So anyway, that'll be really fun, and it's for the magazine, so I can't really, I won't be able to really talk. I guess I can talk about the GTD once the embargo lifts on the 17th. I think I'm supposed to adhere to the embargo.
That makes sense.
I think there's an embargo. I haven't been told that there's one, but the people who went on the launch have one, and it's like not yet. So I should probably.
I don't think you can scoop them.
Yeah, no, that's a dick move. I believe in honoring embargoes. That's important. Yeah, that's gonna be fucking fun, dude. How exciting!
Aren't they bringing a drift car also?
I think I heard they were bringing a drift car. On the call yesterday, the drift car was not mentioned.
Okay.
I forgot in the call to be like, what about the drift car?
Yeah, the warm up.
It's one of those things where if it's there, I will be like, oh, happy day.
If you need to, call Lee Keen and ask how to drift truck Walla because he did a lot of it, but it's a fast place.
Well, the last time I tried to do slides there, I was not as good of a driver as I am now. Mm-hmm. That's not to say I would try to slide every corner, but now my strategy would be different. I will figure out where to slide by going fast first instead of trying to think about sliding. That's what Chris taught me how to do, and that's like the better way. Mm-hmm. Like just keep going faster until you find where you will naturally get oversteer if you just do a little more, and like that's your spots. Mm-hmm. So that's a good strategy. Rather than trying to just be like heavy foot out of every corner, like that's bad.
No, you'll figure it out. There's corners there that are like really huge, long fourth gear. And
I don't think I mean, maybe if there is a Formula D car, I might be able to do that, but not on a regular car. I'm not Chris. Sorry, I can do a little bit, but not.
Fucking Lee drifted. He did the bowl. In the CTSV.
He's amazing. Pretty exceptional. Although I did the bowl at Streets of Willow in a CTSV. It's the smaller bowl, but I did fucking do it, and it was third gear.
Okay.
And I will do it again because now they have new tarmac.
Oh,
you see it?
Yeah, it looks amazing. All the videos are going out.
It looks awesome.
There might be a track day for us there in December.
Oh, at Willow?
Yeah.
Well, we can.
Well,
you and I can go there.
There might be an event, I guess.
We don't need a day.
Yeah.
we can just go.
All right, we should just go.
We were gonna. I was gonna try to use it for this actually, but the scheduling didn't work out.
Gotcha.
But it was an option.
Okay.
It's available to rent right now. Streets of Willow is fully repaved with like all new beautiful runoff. If you're in California, you can rent that track today.
Not just new runoff, Matt Ferret. It has runoff because it never did. Well, it had dirt. It had dirt.
Yeah,
that's runoff.
No, it has real runoff, and it's much safer than it was in the past. I think you can. I think they have photos of it. Right?
They have video up now.
They
got some promo video. Yeah.
Oh, there, top right. Yeah, let's take a look at the new Streets of Willow. The painting looks great. They've got a lot. They've added some new tarmac. They haven't 100% repaved it, but they only repaved it a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and so the most of the tarmac was pretty good.
They added these walls, I think, for wind and dust to keep that off. So there's a couple places where there's these like thin fences.
So this isn't the final plan. You know that, right? Like this isn't the finished track. So basically what they're doing is because they have like architects and landscape architects and like they're like re-engineering not only the tracks but like the whole property. They're rerouting the water. They're doing like all this shit to plan for all the things that they're doing. All that is going to be like a 2 to 3 perhaps even up to 5 year plan, check, and approval process. And they're getting those in order of importance. And why do I mention that? I mention it because totally re-engineering the tracks is pretty deep into that plan. And
if you're going to run water lines, you do that before you put down pavement, sure.
Right. And so, but also they wanted to do some urgent improvements to make the tracks much safer in the near term. So they're doing things that you don't need to go through plan check for. So if you already own a racetrack, resurfacing your racetrack and or adding runoff on your racetrack, like you don't need to get approval to do that. So they're just doing that now to make it better now before the big plan where they're going to add the clubhouse and add...
Well, are they going to change... Do you know if they're going to change the shape of streets and like
they're going to add a pass through so that you could split the track into 2.
Got it.
If you wanted to for a reason. They're also doing that on Big Willow, And they're also on Big Willow adding chicanes like they have at Lime Rock and other optional chicanes, where if you wanted to, for instance, slow down the entry into turn 8, if you wanted to slow down the exit of turn 9, there's another one that was a chicane that changes the shape of the over crest. I don't know if it's turn 6 or 7, but it's the negative G crest. There's an optional chicane that's going to go sort of around the lower part of that hill.
That's a good idea.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good for press launch stuff. It's good for schools. Like any sort of educational thing. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a million different reasons that you'd want at least the option to split the track into 2.
Oh, definitely.
And or run a optional configuration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but like improvements are like now. So that's the now plan. They're doing Big Willow next, but I don't know exactly when that is happening.
Cool.
But the event is on October 11th. If you want to come out, if you're in LA or near LA or Southern California, I'm kind of emceeing the event. There's going to be some historic racing demos. People are going to be giving some ride-alongs. I just spoke with Max from Zinger. They're going to be trying to bring out a couple of cars, and maybe we can have a little go on the track in one of their wing cars. Now that you've done the orientation drive.
I have done the orientation drive, so now I'm ready for racetrack with Zinger.
Singer's going to have a bunch of stuff, and they're going to have, food, and it's cars and coffee, judged cars and coffee. So that's Saturday, October 11th. I'll bring at least one car.
I think I'll drive mine up.
Yeah, you should. I mean, if you want to drive your car, or if you feel like driving one of my cars, whatever, we can do that. Or whatever, if we have some amazing press car, or someone wants us to drive something sick, we can do that too. So check that out. It's on Willow Springs Raceway's Instagram, all the information and stuff. Speaking of like events and things, I should say, 2 weeks remaining. What date? What's the date today? The 11th? Oh, what's September 11th? Mm-hmm. Sorry. 12 days remaining until this Seaside to Sierra thing up north, road and track. Couple spots left. Come drive with me. And then we just opened up registrations for the Blue Ridge Ramble in November. That's the thing I just scouted. Talked about it last episode in the 992 Carrera S. It's got we got fabulous southern hotels, Smoky Mountains, Cherahalla Skyway, Tail of the Dragon, bourbon tasting in Knoxville. It's going to be on 2 track days. Oh, excuse me. The PEC in Porsches, and then Atlanta Motorsports Park in your own cars. And I'm going to be giving ride-alongs in possibly something really insane.
Zinger, you should ride-alongs in the Zinger 21C. It's got a back seat.
I kind of implied that I wanted to give a couple, and Max said that might be possible, but I don't know about maybe on track the insurance policy is different. Their insurance policy was hardcore. Mm-hmm. But that's going on. We got in the end of September, Northern California, and then November, we're driving in from Atlanta to Nashville the fucking nice way, the pretty way, verified by me. I'm pretty proud of myself. That route scout, I did not have to change from my plan. I didn't accidentally hit gravel. Every once in a while on one of these route scouts, because I'd look at the street view, but I can't look at every single mile.
Right.
I check a few points along the road, and then I get there and I'll find out that a 3/4 mile section in the middle of nowhere is just fucking gravel.
Sure. Or it's getting resurfaced and it's cut to gravel.
Yeah, and I got to go around. But I had no notes, no changes, other than a couple of the legs are long and do require coffee bathroom stops. Is what it is. Long by our standards.
Long by our standards? That means long. You mean long by normal standards?
No. Long by road and track standards, which is any leg more than 90 minutes requires a stop. If this was fucking Gumball, you'd be like, pussy.
Yeah.
No, this is...
Get a catheter in
this is... Our internal rule is 130, and one is 156. It's not. We have to account for...
Makes sense.
The passenger that is not as hardcore as somebody.
Ladder constraints are real.
It means there's coffee along the way, though. It means if you come drive with us, there will be coffee after 90 minutes for you. Good coffee too. I scout that shit. Did you have other things that you wanted to discuss?
Well, you know what we can do? I don't, because I told all my
I have
stories.
one other. I have one story that I thought was very interesting. It's from Bloomberg. It's from yesterday. There's an inquiry going on into the power flush door handles, that they are, problematic, unsafe, particularly Tesla. One of the faults of the cars is they're not opening. If the people are getting trapped.
Sorry, specifically people getting out of the car, the door handles are not working from the inside or from the outside?
Both.
Okay.
If people are trapped in the cars and the exterior door handles are flush and won't pop out, emergency first responders can't get the cars open.
Oh my God.
Locking from the inside.
Right.
Yeah. And then if the person is unconscious in a burning car, that's it. Right? These cars do have emergency mechanical door releases, provided you have to know where they are from the inside and be conscious. Mm-hmm. Like after a crash and a fire. But I was thinking about, I hate flush door handles too. And I know they have an aerodynamic advantage. And if you're looking for tenths of a percentage everywhere we can, I get it. But I was thinking, what car do you? I can think of 4 offhand. And this was very quick, 30 minutes ago. I'm sure the commenters will have, and if you're watching live, get in the chat. What are the worst flush door handles that you've ever used? Folks, hang on a minute. We got to take a quick break because MudWtr is coming in hot. Look, on this podcast, I have told you that I struggled with both anxiety and a sensitivity to caffeine, as I discovered back in June. I can't really have caffeine anymore. I feel anxious. In fact, I thought I was having a heart attack. But I do like that clarity that comes with the morning coffee, and I like the ritual of the morning coffee. That's why I've been loving MudWtr. It's a coffee alternative, but made with cacao, chai, turmeric, and adaptogenic mushrooms, so you get a warm, focused boost without the jitters or the crash. Just mix it with hot water or milk, froth it up, and it's the perfect fall ritual to stay grounded and clear-headed. And now there's Nourish, the world's first mental wellness shake. It's like a protein shake, but for your brain and body, with 25 grams of clean plant-based protein, nootropics, adaptogens, and probiotics. It supports focus, recovery, and digestion without fillers or artificial sugar, just real cocoa, real vanilla, and ingredients that actually do something. If you want to fuel more than just your muscles, Nourish is a game changer. And if you're out and about, MudWtr is now at Target and Sprouts nationwide, because pumpkin spice is nice, but focus, recovery, and gut support, that's even better. Check out Target and Sprouts and switch to cleaner energy at MudWtr.com to grab your starter kit today. Right now, we've got an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code TIRE. That's right, 43% off with code TIRE at MudWtr.com. After your purchase, they'll ask you how you found them. Please support and let them know. Last, but certainly not least, Quince is in the house. Those cooler temps are rolling in, and as always, Quince is where I'm turning for the fall staples that actually last. Cashmere, denim, boots, the quality holds up, and the price still blows me away. Quince has all kinds of staples you'll wear nonstop, like super soft, 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at just $60. And I have news, Zach. They sent me the Mongolian cashmere sweater, and it does feel just as nice as the sweater I got from that brand my dad used to work for back in the day. Very high-end stuff. $60 for a cashmere sweater is all right. The denim is durable and fits right, and the real leather jackets bring that clean, classic edge without the elevated price tag. Quince partners directly with ethical factories, skipping out the middlemen, so you get top-tier fabrics and craftsmanship at half the price of similar brands. I have been rocking the linens all summer, and I will be rocking that cashmere all fall. You will be seeing it in the videos, believe you me. You can keep it classic cool this fall, too. Long-lasting staples from Quince are in the house. Go to quince.com/tire for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/tire for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/tire. Now let's take it back to the show.
The worst.
I can think of the 4 worst that I've used in order of least worst to worst.
Okay.
Least worst is my Taycan and also the 992 generation 911s.
See, I like those. I mean, they sit flush, but they still have the lip under it, right?
They have a lip under it.
So you could get, I guess theoretically, I've never used one in an emergency, but at least you can get fingers under the lip.
You can get fingers under the lip. If the car is unlocked and the doors are flush, you can open the door.
Right.
Yes,
I like
you can
those.
bypass
I think they
that.
look good. They probably are pretty aerodynamic, but they seem to have that little bit of extra functionality and safety versus Tesla's full flush thing.
Right. So they're the least worst.
Right.
And I don't like them because they don't always open when the car is unlocked and I like approach or touch. Like they're just not reliable.
Well, the worst ones that leap to mind, MP412C, because that was like a hidden.
Wow. So that's not even a
it's not
flush
even-
door handle.
it's
That's
not.
just a wave.
But it was like a capacitive haptic thing.
Added to the list.
And that was
you
bad.
just topped. That tops the worst.
I think is it Aston that has the one where you have to push on the front of it and then the back. It's like a lever, or is
So
that
to
Ferrari?
me, that's not a flush. I mean, it is flush,
flush.
but it's not a power. It doesn't
okay.
present.
All right.
So that's okay.
All right.
Same with like the Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. That's a flush, but also not. Like I hate that less. The Model S and X have the same as the Mercedes. Hate those. On the SLs, boo. Those stink. My worst though was Lucid.
Oh yeah, that's the top of mind for me.
Yeah, yours beat me. The MP412C absolutely beats Lucid, but only just.
Yeah, and they don't make the MP4 anymore.
They bailed after 1 year.
Yeah, it was terrible. So, but let's go to Lucid because that's also bad.
The Lucid, the problem wasn't so much with the power door handle itself, but with the proximity sensor of the key, which is an example of having, acceptable hardware and totally fucked software. And this shit had the most mind of its own. These cars are possessed.
Here we go. I just wanted a picture for folks, for people watching.
Yeah, these are they're flush when they're closed, and they present out sort of like the Porsches, but you can't get your hand in it. If you walk up to the car and you press it in, it's supposed to then pop out.
But this and the Tesla, I believe, they both have. Is it 2 posts powered that push it outward?
Yeah.
It's like the Lucid is like a manhole cover. It's flush with the surface around it, and then if you were to push that manhole cover up from underneath, then you can grab the handle. There's 2 posts supporting it, and your hand goes in between those 2 posts. When
But it pushes
right?
it out like look at my hand. If my hand is flush and the body, it pushes out like this.
Angles it out.
It doesn't. The Mercedes and Tesla
Yes.
come out like this, like a barbell, like a.
They come out evenly. There's an air gap around the whole
Yes.
thing evenly, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm glad somebody is finally pointing out that there might be problems with this type of design, and you might notice that like the very best Porsches, like the ST and the GT3 RS, don't have it. They save it for weight. They use the old door pull like my Spider has, which is the best door pull of all time, and you should always go back to that's the Tesla one. And also that one looks essentially the same as the Mercedes one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Has anyone in the chat brought up another bad power door handle? Or have we covered all the worst ones?
No one has responded yet.
Okay. So I think we've pretty much
people are working right now.
we've covered that topic.
Some of them.
People have things to do around here. Don't you fucking people work?
Don't you work? Should we talk about the Leno law at all?
Yeah, the death of the Leno law.
Pretty much.
It was a bit of a, I don't know necessarily why it died. I just saw that it didn't pass. I went, well,
Didn't pass. So that's part of the story.
But in the beginning, it got whittled down right away.
Yes,
I mean, it went from all these cars from the certain era to just 35 years old, and that still didn't help with a lot of cars.
But then didn't it also have the restriction of you had to have certain type of insurance?
You
but
had
that
to have
also
collector's insurance,
and then and that reduced the type of car from just old to old
collectible
and not driven a certain amount of miles per year, and that like reduced everything further.
Yeah, like because part of it, if you have to have collector's insurance, we're eliminating all of the workers who are driving old trucks to work, right? You're eliminating people who like you can't just get collector's insurance on a car, even if it's a collector car. Like
I can't get it on my car.
Why not?
Because I drive it too often.
Because you drive it too much?
Yep.
Yeah. You also can't, you can now with a garage, but if you didn't have a garage for your car, you could, and it was a collector car, you can't. So for instance, one of our clients, like literally has to keep his cars here because he lives in a really nice house, but the house doesn't have a garage. It has a carport. Like a lot of really nice houses in LA that were built during a certain period of time, like don't have real garages. And so he can't get collector's insurance unless the car's kept here. So that just eliminates all of the people in the lower half of the income bracket who would have benefited from the law anyway.
Yeah, totally. It happened quick. Like the law was announced, and then the whole like the change to the collector's insurance thing was announced, and it just kept getting reduced and helping fewer and fewer car enthusiasts, really. And then it didn't even pass anyway.
Now it will help zero.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, if you can insure your collectible car as a collectible car, you should. Like that's a good thing to do if you qualify.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a private garage, you may not qualify. If your collectible car is your daily, you will not qualify, but if you can, you should.
Because the thing is, stated value, what do they call it?
Yeah, declared value or agreed value.
Such a big deal.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Sometimes there's mileage restrictions, but not usually. It usually is just this can't be your daily driver.
Right.
Yeah.
I should get a $2,000 daily.
You can. There is no rule on what that daily is.
And there's no mileage limit on the
No. You just have to you have to have a daily, and the daily has to be registered with a normal insurance company.
Sure.
Like you'll have to send in a copy of your like progressive insurance bill for your Prius.
That's fine.
Yeah. And the daily can't be a motorcycle. I tried that. I was like, my daily's a Vespa. They're like, sorry. So yes, you must have a daily, and then you can get collector's
Let's
insurance.
see. Haggerty Agent's guideline says that mileage of 3,500 miles or less is generally consistent with operating vehicles that have collectible value.
Generally consistent is the
mileage
word.
up to 7,500 may be considered.
Oh, okay. So,
but they don't have a strict mileage limit. Interesting.
Okay. Well, I'm not an agent, and I can say for certain that nobody has ever asked me for an odometer reading ever. Like it's not happened.
I can finally get my Geo Metro.
You can finally.
The dream is real.
Oh, dude, can we find you like? Because would you? I mean, do you want a shit box or do you actually want a daily?
No, I think if I was going to get a daily, I would get like a Volt or like something that's actually useful. Would make way more sense.
Like it sucks to say, but like an actual Prius.
I've thought about it. I have thought about it.
A Volt would work because you could charge it here. Does your complex have chargers level 2?
They're not public. Like they're assigned spots. So no.
Does your garage have power?
Yes.
It does.
It has a Uno 10.
Oh, so you could 110 a Volt.
Sure.
Yeah, you can 110 a Volt overnight.
Yeah.
See?
Well, yes, I could. But then I'd have to park the E46 here.
Sure.
Because I only have one spot.
What do I say last episode?
Unlimited parking.
I don't get free parking here. You do.
Yeah, I'll park it at South Bay.
Pretty soon when we start construction, that's going to be a problem.
Oh.
There's going to be an extra space squeeze because right now, all my extra shit's in the vacant building.
Right.
I've got the world's most expensive parking because I'm paying taxes every year on a vacant building. Mm-hmm. That is more expensive than any parking in the fucking city for my POW and the Delica. It's like insane. But pretty soon, someone's going to have to deal with that because that space is going to be occupado with construction. Let's go to the people. Oh, did you have more?
I found some Reddit things if we want to do that, but we're at 40 minutes. So
let's go to the people. The people have a lot to say, and we appreciate our patrons very much. As the AYGs say, it's a gosh darn family episode. And if you want to ask questions for the show, if you want to get the show early, if you want to get the show live, if you want to get the show without ads, if you want to get more things show adjacent. I had an idea, by the way, about things you could do for Patreon. I think we could Mystery Science Theater 3000 classic car movies
100%.
for Patreon. I think that would be a fun thing. How do we do that technically?
It's like a backing track.
Flight Companion.
What is that?
Like Rogan.
Oh, right. So you just listen to us and then you watch the movie
you
on
go,
your
all right,
normal screen.
you pull up pull up frame 1. The Paramount logo is up. Now hit play now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Synchronized watches.
All right.
That would be very fun.
I actually do know somebody, an actual human who works at Patreon. I will ask him. I think that would be a fun extra thing to do for the Patreon is find like a bunch of classic, car movies and just give our take on them. Anyway,
so many Fast and Furiouses.
Wow, there's a bunch more. Yeah, let's go to the people and Matt's 2013 polo sweater. Says, if I were going to add a front-engine, rear-drive car into my fleet besides the vacation Aston, what modern-era car would you consider? Oh, that's actually not super difficult. I really like the Panamera Turbo SE hybrid. Now that's all-wheel drive, but it's a front-engine rear. I like the Bentley GT Speed very much. I can't afford it. But, that would be superb, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I feel like if you got... The Panamera seems too redundant to the Taycan.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
But Bentley GT Speed, if I could afford that, that's... What other, awesome front-engine rear-drive cars are there right now? Really
New
awesome
or used?
ones.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. New? Oh,
812?
Oh, I guess if we're talking about throughout all of history... The Aston makes the other one I would really want kind of redundant, which is a 550 or 575. Mm-hmm. They're effectively interchangeable.
True.
Every once in a while, I have a 5-minute thought of wanting a really early Viper, and then I go within 10 feet of one and look at the inside or touch something, and I'm just like,
we know what car it is. We talked about it 2 days ago.
Huh.
Am I going to blow up a spot if we... Mustang. There's a specific. We were talking about Mustangs. We're on the highway.
And
we saw one.
No, sure. No, I've talked about that before.
All right, I just don't want to drive the value up.
No, there's a very specific one, but there's something from my youth for sure. Yes, to say it's a Mustang variant is not weird. And also, did I tell you about the free car I just got?
You told me yes. Tell the audience.
Did I tell them? So I got a free car. I'm now Jay Leno, which is great. Cars just come. It needs to go to a good home. Hannah's Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil is the husband of Aunt Liz. Aunt Liz is, you know Aunt Liz. Aunt Liz is a legend.
I confused Aunt Liz with Aunt Viv for a second. I was like, oh my God, the names are from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Aunt Liz is Hannah's aunt, Liz Rosenberg, who was a legendary Hollywood publicist, who was Cher's publicist, Stevie Nicks' publicist, Michael Bublé's publicist, and... she's the fucking queen of Hollywood, and she is literally the woman who reads the intro and who inspired the bit Coffee Talk on Saturday Night Live. That's Aunt Liz.
Wow.
Aunt Liz literally reads the voiceover intro to that on Saturday Night Live. Wow. The first time they do that bit, it was about her, which is hilarious.
That is really.
She was fucking everywhere in the 70s, dude. Anyway, this was Aunt Liz's car. She's not alive, by the way. The way I just said that made it sound like maybe she isn't, but she's alive and very well. But they don't want this car anymore. So it's a 1995 Mercedes E320 Cabriolet, which is a fucking cool car. It's red, which is the best. That's kind of how I want this to look when I'm done. So... I wish it was that as nice as that one. It's got those shitty wheels, the regular E-Class wheels, the boring wheels. Yeah, it looks like that.
Smallest picture in the world.
It's a terrible photo.
You had to choose the worst.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Find any of that. That one looks fine. It's red. It's red black actually. It's the 4-seat convertible Mercedes from the mid '90s. These things are notable because in 1994. This was an $86,000 car. In 94. That is, and it doesn't really look like much, does it? I mean, today. But these things were ridiculously expensive in the 90s. And when I was a kid at fucking Richie Rich Rye Country Day School, when a mom rolled up in one of these in middle school, it was like, oh, the dad fucked up. Like, dad banged the secretary.
Oh,
and now mom's rolling. Yeah.
It's a $180,000 car today. So it's like a new SL.
Yeah. So it's a very expensive car. So I got it for the grand old price of $0.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
The theory of when you see a woman roll up in this car, you're like, ooh, someone's in trouble.
Yeah.
Was there precedent where...
Yeah. Dude, it was a small school. Shit got round. Shit got round. And not my parents. My parents were not gossips. My mom is very fucking proper. She's not about that. But other people's parents, fuck. There's crazy stories. Yeah. So anyway, I actually I haven't seen the car in 2 years. And it was delivered to South Bay a couple days ago, and I haven't been down there yet. So I haven't. It's a little scruffy. But when I saw it 2 years ago, I drove it. I drove it like 10 miles. It ran smooth enough. The tires were old. The paint was tired, but it drove straight. The brakes were fine. It didn't have it didn't seem fucked, but it's just like.
Well, they've been driving it for 30 years. Maintaining it relatively?
I don't think they got it brand new, but they've had it for well over 20 years.
Look, one person's affair is another person's discounted car.
The Rosenbergs, they know a value when they see one. Listen.
I see you guys got divorced. Do you want to keep this gift? It doesn't remind you of that traumatic, terrible experience. You should sell it.
It was Sonny Bono's. It came from the Bono's. Really? No, I didn't. So anyway, it's free. And so, Zach, want a cheap daily driver?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll insure it. Sure.
Yeah, dude. If you want to, I'm pretty sure it'll pass smog.
That's a fun
We'll
question.
have to try.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it didn't have check engine light last time I saw it.
Kind of all you need.
Yeah, it runs fine. I think it'll pass smog, but
I'll pay the insurance, and then you can drive it around.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do something fun with it. I really, after the Manx and the Lambo rebuild project, I don't have the funds for another project. But this thing could sit for another fucking 10 years before we figure it out. But we need to drive it to Shant and get a consult of is this car a good candidate for a project, or is it not? And then we figure out what else to do with it.
Well, what do you
Even
think,
if I sell it, Uncle Phil and Aunt Liz won't be mad.
What do you think would make it a good candidate for it? Basically is the question, can an engine fit in it?
It's an E320, so the E500 engine will absolutely fit. That's not a question. I mean, the question is it worth putting money into this specific car to do this, or do I sell it and just buy a better one? If that's what I wanted to do is that project.
But I think that the project would require an E320 no matter what, right? Convertible?
Yeah, it would require one of these. Okay. And I now have one.
Basically, the question is, does this have rust that we don't see?
Is there something in here that's fucked beyond repair that would make it mathematically stupid to proceed?
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
At the price of fucking free, yeah.
Let's drive it over there.
And Zach needs a daily.
This is working out perfect.
Anyway, free car. So maybe the Patreon can.
Everyone's going to think that I cheated on my wife and I got this car in the divorce.
Yeah. That's what it says now.
Yes, right. That's what I'm saying. That's what it says now is oof.
Now you picture a sad, Michael Douglas backing out of the garage in the dusty car.
Yeah. It's like David Duchovny. Yeah. Remember his 9/11 cab in Californication? This is kind of like that.
Yeah. He was driving the Beat 964 and then it got stolen and he filed the insurance claim and then he got a 996 and then that got stolen and he went back to a Beat 964 because it was recovered. Yeah. Okay. Slow-mo in DFW. Okay. Oh, shit. This is a fucking money
Sort
question.
of a finance question.
You shouldn't be asking me money questions, but here we go. My wife and I are in a bind looking to downsize our car payment. I'm currently in an expedition as a family hauler, but the attraction of low lease deals and on a Mach-E and Ioniq 5 are appealing. I would break even trading in the expedition. I've never leased a vehicle. Would you recommend going the leasing route or buying a used one outright before the tax credit expires or wait till after?
I would recommend go listen to the show we did with John MudWtr, He's a CPA. We talked specifically about leasing versus buying. My gut reaction is like if you guys are in a tight spot, that getting rid of a car payment entirely is probably the best thing, and go with something as cheap as possible or much cheaper. Yeah,
I mean, if your trade-in and the tax credit can get you really close to even money on a clean 2 to 3 year old used EV, that's better because now you don't have payments, you're at equity in the car, and you're still well within that federal battery warranty mandate. You might even be able to buy a couple years of extra warranty, which is probably a good idea if you own the car outright. That's probably good money up front. I mean, I think tests have shown that batteries are lasting longer than initially thought.
Yep.
I mean, there's early Teslas were built like garbage, but there's still a bunch of them on the fucking road. They're
sure.
13, 14 years old. These cars are still running around.
Well, Fenske's video, he turned his 7-year-old Tesla Model Y in, but the battery life was still like 86% or something. It was like really strong.
Yeah. So I think when they did initial theoretic testing on battery life, they were sort of doing these worst case scenarios. And in truth, that's not how most people are driving their cars. Even that guy, there was a story recently of a guy with a Mach-E that had 225,000 miles on it and it still had like over 80% battery health. I mean, so, you buy a 30, 40,000 mile off lease Mach-E or Ioniq 5. There's a lot of life probably left in that car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quadrifold O-face, most played out current design trend after the rear light bar.
I still like the rear light bar. I understand it's everywhere now, but
do you mean like
the full across?
The full across?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you meant like aftermarket rear facing LEDs or something. I don't, the sort of squarification of the wheel arches is happening everywhere. I'm not 100% on board with that. Played out. So played out is like a design where someone did it and then everyone else started doing the same thing.
Right.
Haptics.
Yep. I mean, yeah. And they're going away, thankfully. Like the fact that Ferrari's moving away and Volkswagen tells everybody to get off that trend.
The weird treatment on the C-pillar of SUVs, particularly among Cadillac and Lexuses.
The sort of plastic valence
that plastic valence thing they're putting there is
I would
really
say
strange.
Similarly is the floating roof. And Nissan started it. I think they started that trend a long time ago where the C-pillar is black and everything else is painted something other color. But now like the Lyric kind of does it. And I don't like that. Never did.
Yeah. Justin Gerard, Taylor's version, says, opinion of the most recent gen NSX and how will the market view them in the future? They were ahead of their time powertrain-wise, but I'm not sure they'll be a future classic. I liked both generations of the car. I thought the Type A or A-Spec or A whatever, is it A?
It was A-Spec.
A-Spec?
I think so.
That one was unbelievable. They should all have just come like that. And if they did, I think the general public would have received them much better. As is, they're very good cars.
They drive. They're
drive
incredible.
great.
It's an incredible driving experience. Yeah.
I don't fit in them that well.
I don't fit in them that. I fit okay,
small.
But they're really tight inside. There's nowhere to put anything.
Yeah.
Cup holder thing we've talked about. You have to choose cups or passenger.
Yeah.
There's no frunk.
Yeah.
Right at all.
There's a tiny rear trunk.
So you can't really bring much stuff with you, and that is a big constraint. But I think they'll age better because they'll be a performance bargain. And I think people always look for that. And, the people with the most money will go, I'm going to get a 911 Turbo that's used or something like that. And you go, right. Because that does everything. It has plenty of trunk space. NSX gives you very similar speed, front grip, the turn in, all that stuff is amazing. And you go, all right, I can't really bring a person with me, but it's a good time.
It is, yeah. I mean, an NSX is a very close approximation of a 918, other than the engine sound, because nothing can replicate that. But like in terms of dynamics, it does the same thing, really, and it does it very well.
You know what it just reminded me of is the Evora or the Emira. Like, also no frunk, but we like them. They're good-looking cars, and they are rewarding to drive. And the NSX, of course, is far above those cars in terms of performance. Yeah,
but the Emira has a decent-sized rear trunk and a parcel shelf behind the seats.
That's true.
We lived out of an Emira for a fucking week.
That's a good point, yeah.
You couldn't do that in an NSX.
The NSX has no shelf.
I remember I tried to pick up... I was such a dick. I picked up my dad at the airport in the fucking new NSX, and he had his suitcase on his lap.
That's a good look.
Back to the house. He was like, why did you do this?
He's so tall, too.
Yeah, he's really tall. Tim A says, used versus used. 991.2 GT3 Touring and GT3 RS are priced similarly around $230 to $250. Which would you rather own with the current collection you have today? Touring.
Well, are you a cool person, Tim, or are you a fucking bitch? That's my question. Like, are you a racing driver at heart and you need everyone to know about it? Or are you like a dentist?
Yeah.
Are you boring? Or are you awesome? You got to be awesome, Tim, all the time. You got to valet your GT3 RS after driving around a city at slow speeds.
Straight pipe it.
Also straight pipe it.
Definitely tug the paddles a bunch to put it in neutral. Vroom.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah. A Kropovich on speed dial.
Yeah. Touring all day and then give it to one of the shops that can put the ST suspension on. Oh, that's 992.
No, that's 992. Yeah. Touring, Vis manual, 100%.
Yeah. Touring.
All day. Every day.
I drove Misha Mansour's and I was like, you keep this forever, right? And he goes, yep.
Yeah. Granny shift and not double clutching like you should. A car that's universally loved that you don't get, and vice versa, a car that's universally hated that you secretly love. I don't secretly love cars. If I like a car, I will just tell you. I don't need to like...
Who's your down low car, Matt?
Guys, I never told anybody this, but like... I really like the Ford Escort, specifically the 94. It's my favorite. No, I don't have a secret crush. You would know about it. But like, I was just talking to somebody about this. We're doing a car giveaway. It's not going to start until January, but we're going to start making the content for it soon. Which is a good thing. Content will be done before contest starts. That's very important. But the company that we're working with said that one of the worst giveaways they've ever done was for a Mach-E. And it made me think, I was like, one of the best cars I drove last year was the Mach-E Rally.
Yeah.
And I, to this day, have not seen a single one on the street. Not fucking one.
Good point. And we are in EV land.
Yeah. And that's really unfortunate. Yeah. I'll die on the hill that the Mach-E Rally is very good, to the point where if you gave me a gravel lot, I said this to the Zinger guys, if you gave me a gravel lot in a half hour, I'd rather have a Mach-E Rally than a Dakar. True. Stand by it.
I never drove it. Oh, you drove Dakar.
I drove Dakar. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. Yeah. It's great. Mach-E Rally's better on a gravel lot.
I think it was a tough sell. It was expensive. And if you're not into rally driving, you'd get no value from it. But it rides good, but you have to try to like pitch that to people.
Yeah. A car that's universally loved that you just don't
The old Aston Vantage, like the 80s ones, I think they look really weird. Most of the time I look at them, we've had this discussion before.
The ones that look kind of like Shelby's, late 70s into mid-80s.
It looks like a better looking Mustang too.
Yeah.
And there's a couple years in there that I'm like, okay, I get it, but it was just like the design, the manufacturing, what they could do at the time. And I think I love so many other generations of Vantage so much that for me, I just go, this just looks weird. I'd rather just have a Shelby.
A car that's universally loved that I really don't get. I get rotaries, Mazda rotaries.
Also, yeah.
But I've been disappointed by almost every single one I've driven. Maybe there was a one I drove that was a red one. I think the dude's name was Armin, who owned it, and it was really nice. And that I kind of get. And I know Dom is fucking nuts, and he's doing these 18 fucking rotor motors, and like, bless his heart. Like, I love Rob Dom. Have fun. But like, people generally think rotaries are like awesome, and I have been let down by them.
I'm with you. I sat next to Dom at dinner once, and he convinced me of the science.
Yeah.
And I totally respect and appreciate the engineering of them, but I don't like the way they sound, and I don't like the power they make in the stock configurations they were provided. Sure, if you're Rob or someone like you want to tune the thing up a ton, great, but they seem to be fragile a little bit, and I just don't like their consumption.
Yeah. They rip through fuel, and they don't return the kind of power that should justify that type of fuel consumption. I don't think they're that exciting. They're neat and weird, but like they don't do it for me at all.
Yeah.
I've never had an interest in owning a rotary. Montana LLC CEO. Yeah, buddy. I really put a Montana dig in my story about the Bentayga towing. Forget about a 3-car dream garage. What's the best 3-car nightmare garage you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy? Well, if you want to put somebody in the poorhouse, you give them an F50, a 959, and
A Phaeton.
And a Phaeton.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, son.
Yeah, have a nice, enjoy your service providers.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But one thing, I hate the phrase, I would not wish this on my worst enemy. If I have a worst enemy, like a real one, sure, I wish them terrible things. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to bankrupt somebody quickly, that's a good way to do it. Yeah. If you want to fucking tell if you meet someone who's like, if they're like rich or like rich, if you meet someone by chance, if you are fortunate enough to meet the owner of a Porsche 959, and they tell you that they've owned that car for like 8, 9, 10 years or more, that person is unfathomably rich. Because I was informed last week of the annual service of a 959, and you could
Annual, not based on mileage, just
no, that's not. I was informed by a client of mine of what he spent for the last 2 years maintaining his 959. He could have bought a Ferrari, driven it for 12 months, lit it on fire, no insurance, grab another one, do it again the next year.
whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Horrifying. And Jeff Zwart said something similar. Jeff Zwart bought a 959 in like the 90s when it was a lot of money, but not like it is now, and sold it in 2012, 2013 something. Jeff will probably text me in 25 minutes and tell me and correct me. Whatever it was during the big bump, and it went from $300,000 to $1 million something. And he says he doesn't think he actually made a profit on the car. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Jeff was like, so he said it in some poetic way, like the measure of a man is how long he can afford to keep a 959.
That's funny.
Which is like, no, thank you. Good night and good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg bought Hawaii, but he's like, 959, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Break Paddington Bear says, it appears that LC500 and automatic Vantage S examples are approaching similar monetary value. The Lexus will more likely be more reliable in the long term. No shit. Is the Aston any more of a rewarding experience, or does it offer anything more substantive as a GT car that I may be overlooking? Objectively, no. It's not faster. It's not better at anything. And presumably we're talking about like 2013 to 15, 16 Vantages, right?
Probably.
The old ones. But saying you're driving around in an Aston Martin, and as pretty as the LC500 is, I think the Aston's still prettier. And if you get a nice one, the interior will be beautifully made.
Yeah.
The materials will be great. And those are very reliable cars. I mean, an LC500 is going to have a warranty. Like, it's a fucking Lexus. Like, that's the top of the top. But there are not nightmare horror stories about late-gen Vantages. Like, there just aren't. Like, they're actually pretty decent cars.
Pretty stout.
Yeah.
Are they lighter and smaller than the LC500?
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit.
Could be a little more agile.
Maybe.
LC500 drives great. It
does.
I don't have any complaints about the LC. I have, one or two, and I wrote them in my review, but nothing that would keep anybody from buying one.
They're both awesome cars. They're both stunning cars. There's just that thing of if someone says, what do you drive? You say Aston. All of the Astons, with the exception of the Signet, get eyebrows. And if you say Lexus, the eyebrows go down until you go, no, it's a cool one. Because most of their cars are humdrum appliance cars.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think those Vantages are, if they're depreciating at all, then they are depreciating very slowly. Wow. I just got really weirdly lightheaded.
Did you eat food today?
Yeah, but I just got right there just a blast of lightheadedness out of absolutely nowhere.
Okay. Still there?
It was boom, and then it's trickling down now. Wow, that was really strange. Usually, the last time that happened, it was actually an earthquake that I had felt.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
You thought you were lightheaded.
I thought it was me, but it was the world.
The world was actually lighter.
That's why I was just looking out the window to see if the cables were moving, but they're not. Wow, that was really strange that just happened.
You had... And your sodium level's probably fine.
I ate. I mean, I did have a little bit of caffeine, but wow, that was just like I just got a blast off like a nitrous balloon. Weird, really, really weird that just happened. Wow. Okay, back to work.
We'll be monitoring that.
Jeremy Clarkson spoke in class today.
That's so good.
Very, very good.
Jeremy,
my glasses being like fucking. Wow, my glasses look like a police fingerprints. Yeah. That can't hurt. How bad of an idea is a pro touring build like my Fox body on a Merkur XR4Ti? I can't stop thinking about it.
It's a great way to use up money. But, I mean, it could be fast. It could be a really cool, fun car. But very few people will care about it later.
Yeah, and... who the fuck knows? Like, are you if you're a wrench, and you're going to fab everything up and all that and see what fits and really experiment, then okay, that's a great idea. But like a Mustang everything in the Mustang that I did was like a solved problem pretty much. Sure. Like, that's what's great about Mustangs is like someone's already done this before.
There are supermarkets full of Mustang parts, essentially.
Yeah.
Does that exist for the Merkur?
So it doesn't, and it's not the same as the Escort or the Sierra. So there isn't a one-to-one for anything. It doesn't mean it can't be done. It doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. I love the idea of doing it, but like you're fucking uncharted waters a little bit.
I mean, I'm here for it, and if you go whole hog, I hope to see that thing at Pikes Peak and SEMA and stuff like that. So it's your money, and I'm happy to spend it.
Okay, wait. Toonhound. We already kind of talked about Leno's Law, but let's wait. Can you read the rest of the question? Can you scroll down and get cut off on the page? Here in Maryland, they changed the requirements for historic tag, which is no emissions and no inspection, from a rolling 20 years to only cars built last century. And of course, California recently rejected Leno's Law. I share most of your lefty views, but I don't think we can make common sense with
common cause
with anti-car liberals and lefties. They don't care. Okay, so I don't think this bill was killed by lefties. Lefties didn't kill this bill.
I have no idea. I don't know who lobbied against it or for it, really.
I don't think lefties killed this bill, and I don't think lefties would kill this bill. This seems like a pretty common sense thing. If it was lefties, they wouldn't have cut out the work trucks first. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have said it's only historic vehicles. They would have said they would have, if it really was like real lefties. I think the reason that Maryland may have gone from a rolling 20 to only cars built in the 20th century is because anything built after 1996, in fact, is going to have an OBD port. And so I think that what they're trying to do is go, well, if any of these old cars, it's all these different procedures for emissions testing them. And so they're really not it's not about throwing anybody a bone. It's really about simplifying the emissions testing process and probably saving a bunch of money. This is my guess.
It's a logical
My
theory.
guess is if they eliminate all forms of emissions testing other than plugging in the OBD2, then emissions becomes cheaper and more streamlined.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
That's a good theory. I don't know. Tunehound, let us know if you know why, if that's why it happened, or somebody else in the comments.
But by the way, I also, part of like a thing that I talk about all the time is trying to work with what you were calling lefties and I'm calling urbanists to divorce car enthusiasm from car dependency. Car enthusiasts can be lefties, can be urbanists, and can want all of those things. That's different from car dependency. Car dependency is like how we set up our whole cities, and it makes it fucking worse for everybody, even for the people that actually want to drive. Right? Can you scroll down, please, Zach?
And like, I would add that the places where they were trying to ban the K trucks. Remember last year? Was that last year? Earlier this year, they were trying to do the K truck ban. We found out that was mostly a motivated and funded by a bunch of like insurance agencies and a consortium of that.
Yeah.
So it did not seem like it was anti-car leftist necessarily. It was like there are businesses that will benefit from banning these cool, enthusiast, useful things.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's not, and yes, there are anti-car leftists,
sure.
but they're not. Some of them are misguided, and those are the people I'm trying to talk to. And they're writing about car enthusiasm rather than car dependency. I'm trying to correct them. I'm also trying to correct the other people that are car enthusiasts but are championing car dependency points into saying, "Hey, I realize you like your car. You don't want the left to come take your car away. No one's coming to fucking take your car away. The left wants to have some parts of cities be walkable. Some parts, not all parts, some. Because for people that can't afford a car, people who want to live their life without a car, people who enjoy walking to shit and not having to get into a car. And so the left advocates for certain parts of cities to be walkable and have some restrictions on cars going in there, whether that's speed, whether that's congestion fees, whether that's areas that are totally blocked off and turned into pedestrian malls. Almost everywhere they've turned a place into a pedestrian mall, it really hasn't negatively affected traffic once the equilibrium happens after a month or so and people realize what's going on. Look at Times Square, look at Union Square, look at fucking any of these places. In small town America, I was just in Grass Valley in Northern California. That's a pretty red place, and they shut their main street down to cars, and now it's beautiful outdoor dining, farmers markets, and all this great stuff, and people shopping in the businesses on foot. It's great. And if you want a car, you can have a car. There's a couple less places to park it, and or the parking has changed. So I think both car enthusiasts have to not be so shitty to the leftists thinking their cars are going to get taken away, because that's not what we want. And leftists have to not be so shitty to the car enthusiasts, because a lot of them agree with them, and they're trying to educate about car dependent infrastructure and urban design, and it's not about taking people's fucking cars away. So anyway, it's always the left. The left. Paul says, when Singer sells a new car to somebody, it has the VIN of the 964 that it's built off. Correct. What is the mileage when it's sold? Is it the current mileage on the VIN, or does it get a TMU since it's a new odometer? It gets a TMU and the odometer is set to 0. And anyone buying a Singer is okay with that. Nobody gives a shit about the donor car that's under there. It's all about what it says on the odometer of this. Most Singers are bought and sold with like 3-digit mileage on them. You know what I mean? But yeah, the title itself would say TMU. It just, or something like that, or whatever the equivalent is. Yeah. Myers Skanks. Opinions on using a sim racing setup at the track to get familiar with the track before HPDE. Yeah. Yes. I mean, if you, this says using a sim, I don't, this says using sim racing setup at the track. I assume you mean driving the track on a sim and not physically using the sim when you're at the track, right?
I hope so. I think having a sim at the track doesn't make sense. It's much better to just do like slow lead follow.
Sure.
And it's more efficient and cheaper
you're
everything.
He's physically at the track. That's
right,
the last
that's what they say. But if you can drive the track on a sim before you go to the track, that is very helpful.
Yes. Basically what the sim will do, if you're an amateur, what the sim will do is it'll speed up your learning curve. It'll make those first 5 or 10 laps where you might otherwise be like, where does this turn go? Where does this turn go? Where does this turn go? It gets you past that point. Yep. So on lap 2, once you've done your first reality check lap and you go, oh, this does match the sim, lap 2, you're off and running. It speeds that up. But if you're going to an HPDE and you are already at the track and you're concerned with knowing the layout, jump into the slowest run group and do a lead follow for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 50, however many laps you feel comfortable.
Because also, you're already there. If you're at the track, there may be markers you can use for braking zones, turn-in zones that may not be in the game.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me in Vegas. In Vegas, I got to learn the track in the sim, and I did like 2 hours, just round and round and round and round and round in the sim. But the track hadn't been built yet. So the actual, and it was at night, so the visual cues of where to turn were so different because they just had like default Emirates, whatever ads. And they did a pretty good job, all things considered. But when you're going that fast at night, and you're close to the walls, all you can see is turn in at the green, brake at the blue, but when this changes from red to white, like that's, and when those colors didn't match the sim, that's a very different proposition. Yeah. Into the Void, opinions on the Mitsubishi 3000 GT.
I thought they were the coolest shit. When I was 4th grade, our teacher, Miss Cardno, drove one, not a turbo, regular. She also had a red 911, and I was like, this is the coolest lady I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, if an adult had one, it was cool.
They look like spaceships. It was one of the only cars my dad, I remember ever mentioning, he was like, that's cool.
My girlfriend in high school's dad drove one, and it was a final year, which I guess was maybe 97 or 98. It had that big hoop wing. And it was that pearl white. It was a really like loaded up one, and he was a doctor. And he drove it for the entire time I dated this girl. He was a fucking hairy chested, gold chain piece of shit. This guy. So I will forever associate this.
We're gonna run a couple of blood tests. I'm gonna see what's going on. I don't know what he sounds like. But that's what he
sounds like. Close enough.
That's so funny.
I've driven a couple of them. They're neat, but not that impressive.
Aren't they extremely heavy, the turbo all-wheel drives?
They're very heavy, and it's a transverse front-wheel drive platform, so there's really only so much you can do with them. I drove one that was modified, like, pretty tastefully, and I remember it driving, like, nice, but I think whatever it took him to get there, it wasn't great.
Dude, in 92, a VR4 weighed 3,800 pounds. I mean, basically, they were 3,800 pounds through their entire life, and then
the Spider got even heavier.
The Spider was over 4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, in the 90s, like nowadays, we go sure, but think of the 90s with what we had with suspension, traction control, and tire technology.
It was like sort of GTR-ish. You could change stuff. I think you could change the torque split or something with it. You could change some stuff. It was a cool thing, and if you had like a mint one today. You could win a trophy at Radwood if you had a real nice one.
They look awesome.
You certainly don't see them. I liked the Stealth.
Oh,
the Dodge one.
The Dodge Stealth, yeah.
I thought the Dodge
little
Stealth.
Wing, yeah.
I couldn't believe how much the change of wing really changed how that car looked. It made it look like a completely different car. Yeah, look at that. The blue on the top right.
What the fuck is this?
2025
Dodge Stealth.
Oh, that's just some fucking AI slop.
That is terrible.
Promises to be a new 3-row SUV. That looks like a Durango. Yeah, this is the jam. I think that is a fabulous looking car.
Yeah.
And that little wing, it really changes the whole shape of it, doesn't it?
It was very cool.
Yeah. Neat cars. Yeah, I would. If you had one, I would smile and give you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kurt says, wait.
Sorry.
I don't actually have any experience. I have no experience with small trucks. I'm sorry, with towing in small trucks. All-wheel drive bias says, why is it that wear or patina on a watch doesn't decrease a watch's value, but the opposite applies for another high-value item, cars? Well, that's not entirely true, all-wheel drive bias. There's an entire category of car at Pebble Beach for unrestored cars.
Okay, but what about
cars.
like if a Rolex is, let's say it's 20 years old,
Yeah.
30 years old.
Yeah.
If it has patina on it, how much has the value gone down?
So
because if you have a car that's only 30 years old and it has patina on it and stuff, the value has definitely gone down.
There's a curve, right, where it goes down and then it goes back up once it becomes like collectible, like 25 years later. So it's not that it has patina. Having patina isn't the thing. The thing is that it's never been polished. That's what's important. So if it's never been polished and it's in fucking mint shape, that's the top. Down from that is certain types of patina and never been polished. And then down from that is looks great, has been polished. And then down from that is has been polished a bunch and the hard edges are all rounded off, especially with gold. Gold is really soft. So you polish it more than like twice and the edges start to go. So in watches, you want unpolished. Now, ideally, you want great condition and unpolished. Second to that, you want original, unrestored, unpolished. And then if you talk about patina, you really are looking for in a watch tropical, which is where the black of the dial starts to turn orange, brown, mocha, yellow. And it's random how that happens, but more often than not, it creates a sort of sunbursty pattern that is also very visually appealing and tells a unique story. Also, like if you buy a watch and it's a new Rolex and you're a professional scuba diver and you dive with it every day for 30 years, it'll develop evidence of that. And the value is in the story of this watch later. Same thing with cars. A car is a beat up used car, but if it's with one family for 50 years and it did the Targa Florio and it did this and it did that and this scratch is here because Sterling Moss fucking dinged it, now it's worth a fortune, and it's never been touched.
Well, that would need partly the famous owner, whereas a Rolex value would go up with the famous owner.
Sure,
like anything.
Not every watch can do this. Not every watch is made more valuable by the appropriate amount of patina. Some watches are just old and used and junk. But if it starts out as something desirable and then there's a story to create the patina, but the watch is still mechanically good but has the cosmetic signs of having lived a life, that is very valuable. Like that's why I like I'll never polish my green Rolex because it's like, fuck, it's so beat up, but like, it's original. It tells the story. So that's important to people. Two more, and then we're calling the game. Elon's Cadillac Coupe d'Evil. Okay, I see what you're doing. I like Coupe d'Evil.
Coupe d'Evil?
Coupe d'Evil is good.
That's a good badge to put on a really fast Coupe de Ville.
Like a SEMA build. That's a SEMA build number. Best reverse depreciation special. Wait. Reverse depreciation special. You hit the Powerball and you don't want your neighbors to know. You go and buy something that looks like it costs a lot less than it actually did, but is actually a good example. That's where you buy little Alfa Romeos and Lancias from like the 60s. They just look like little lightweight sports cars. If you saw like a Lancia Aurelia, it probably looks like it costs $100,000 and it's really like a $1.5 million.
Or like an Alphaholics car.
Yeah.
You could be like, oh, I had, we modified it and did the interior a little bit, but people don't know what's really been done.
I mean, I think the best example, actually, now that I think about it, is the Singer Turbo in a dark color, which is what these people are buying them for. The people who buy, Maz told me that the people that are buying Singer Turbos do not want to be seen driving around in a high-end exotic car like a Ferrari or a Lambo or anything like that. That's known to be that. But to the untrained eye, a black or silver or whatever, it just sort of looks like an old 911. They don't know what they're looking at, and you're rolling around in a Mil 5, and most people are not understanding what that is.
Yeah.
Remember the guy, remember we drove the HPA Golf R?
Yeah.
And the guy was like the foreman on a construction site and didn't want anyone to know that he was like rolling, and it had a 750 horsepower and ran fucking 9s. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, that's a lot of money shoved into that car.
You build sleepers. You just build all these sleepers. Yeah. Zach, clap my ass.
Clap my ass, man.
I like Zach Klansman, like the Black. Pretty funny. Complete my transition to rear-wheel drive. Is that
get my Leatherman?
I'm trans F2R.
F2R.
My birth certificate says F, but I identify as R.
Sounds like my Fiesta ST from Forza. It's like, well, it started as front-wheel drive, and now it's all.
Not to make fun of the trans community. That shit is legit. But transition to rear-wheel drive is a funny term. I had a Fiesta ST. Now I have a GR Corolla. And now I'm looking to get into a proper rear drive performance car. Daily driver, Southeast Michigan, $60,000. Looking at a CT4 Blackwing. That's a great choice.
Great choice.
That is a great choice. I really do like that. Yeah. It's funny that the GR Corolla can move the power to the back.
Yeah.
So you can actually seamlessly transitioning through
it's like a gradient
through the all-wheel drive. Yeah.
I always throw this out, but Chevy SS, just because it's a great car and it sounds better than the CT4 Blackwing. If you need a new car, though, I guess.
Yeah, daily driver.
Yeah.
Daily driver in Michigan. I mean, you could get a Camaro ZL1 also and have a little better engine sound and that same mag ride, same kind of steering feel on track, same vibe on track, really, as a Blackwing.
Yep. M2. But, well, new one's going to be more expensive. New one, right?
A new one would be in the 70s. Yeah. I mean, I like your thought though. CT4 Blackwing is a good place to be.
Really good car.
And you're in Southeast Michigan, and your neighbors are gonna like you. Rolling Merkur. Last one, and then we're out of here. 4 cylinders is enough. Zach, your car spontaneously combusts tomorrow. What are you replacing it with? A 1995 E320 Camry.
Well, yeah, what's funny is, my insurance would probably give me $8,000 because it's an old BMW.
Right.
Truly. And
that's the problem with regular insurance.
That is the problem with regular insurance. So if I got that, pull money out of my savings. I would get I'd buy a Terminator.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that the other day.
I'd buy a Terminator. Yeah. I've always wanted one, and I would have that for like a year and do some parts. And yet,
must make wine.
I would do that.
I make wine.
That'd
be a good license plate.
Vintner.
I make wine. Oh,
yeah,
Vintner. That's a good one. I tell you, officially, I got radial. I got centered, black plate, yellow, the license plate, radial. Can't believe it was available.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right.
It's you and a helicopter tech somewhere.
Yeah. I figured like some vintage aircraft person in this state would have had it.
Some older gentleman's going to see you one day and be like, "You're the one who got it."
I was at the Manx Cars and Coffee a couple weeks ago, and there's a kid named Cooper who just bought a Manx off Facebook Marketplace for like $12,000, which is a fucking great life hack. Mm-hmm. He did the thing that I did at a smaller scale. I bought my Manx to get into the fucking Pagani Club on the cheap, and he bought this cheap fucking shitter Manx to get in the Manx Club on the cheap, and he parked his shit right next to me.
Right.
And then Hannah was like, "What's this cable hanging down from your front axle?" He was like, "I got to look at that."
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's just a power steering line.
The reason I brought it up is he got the license plate MNX, which was available. Just straight up.
Pretty good.
Pretty cool. Shout out to all you Dodge Stealth owners out there. We dedicate this episode to you. If you're a patron who owns a Dodge Stealth, hit me up. I got a sticker for you. I need to give away some more swag. I have a lot of Pebble Beach swag. I think
me too.
I think maybe next episode I'm going to do a Pebble Beach swag giveaway. We just have to figure out who's going to get it. That's a lot of fucking swag.
Okay.
Someone's gonna be able to convince their close family members. Like, someone will be able to literally gaslight their wife. Like, no, we really were there.
Yeah, we went.
You forgot?
Wow.
What the fuck?
Or they could tell everyone that they won the lottery and they live there now.
Pebble Beach gaslight prize pack. America. All right. Bye, you guys. Talk soon.